Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the GoNoGo Show. I am your host, Adam, and I am your local and friendly movie guru that's going to tell you what's worth seeing nowadays in the theater and what's not. But breaking news, breaking news, breaking GoNoGo news. I can't run too far, but I'm going to go over breaking GoNoGo news. We have a new Star Wars trailer. Yes, that's right, Star Wars trailer, the new Star Wars. In case you've been living under a rock with your hands in your ears, your eyes sewn shut, and a sock in your mouth, then you know already that J.J. Abrams is already working on, in the middle of working on, the next installment in the Star Wars saga. So yes, of course, geekasms all over the place, and my feeble little mind can't grasp the excitement. So we're going to take a look at that trailer coming up right now. So I'm going to shut up. Let's take a look.
The Force is strong in my family. My father has it. I have it. My sister has it. You have that power too. We're home.
That's it. That's all I can do. This is literally when the excitement overloads and the geek in you just literally explodes or implodes like a neutron star. That's it. I'm not going to say anything more about it. So this is the face that happens when you can't make any expressions anymore. So I guess I'm doomed to walk the earth as a lifeless robot because of that. So yeah, okay, getting into it. We have a cool show today because today this is the time before the summer movie explosion, like Michael Bay explosions. You have our Avengers movie coming out that we've all been waiting for. The Age of Ultron is coming out May 1st, I believe, and I am so pumped for it, but we're not quite there yet. We have about a week or two before we get there, so right now is a good time to touch on some of the movies that you may not have heard of, or movies that will slip through the cracks, and diamonds in the rough, as I like to call them. And I have a few of them here for you today. We're going to go through Woman in Gold. It's starring Helen Mirren and Ryan Reynolds. It's pretty funny that these are all like diamond in the rough kind of independent movies, but yet they have such top-notch actors in it. But anyway, it's one of those, these kind of movies where like the actor's like, all right, I'm going to do Green Lantern for you so I could do Woman in Gold. You know, it's kind of like give and take type of thing. And after that, we're going to get into one that I think should be heard of a little bit more. Is called Desert Dancer. And then another one that I'm very excited to talk about, Ex Machina. So without further ado, let's get into the first trailer because you guys probably have no idea what I'm talking about. So let's get into Woman of Gold.
Your son, the lawyer, how is he? Some letters I found in my sister's belongings. I need advice from someone I can trust. Can't you just help me on the side?
There is no on the side. This is a full-time job.
Oh, how can you see out of those glasses? Filthy. Here she is, my aunt, Adela. Painted by Gustav Klimt.
That's quite a painting.
She was taken off the walls of our home by the Nazis. And since then, she's been hanging in the Belvedere Gallery in Vienna.
And now you'd like to be reunited.
Wouldn't that be lovely? And then there's justice.
You really think a painting that ends up as a fridge magnet will ever leave Austria?
It'd be a mistake not to take a look.
Could you drive a little faster?
We're gonna be there 4 hours early.
But I want to buy perfume and cognac in duty-free. I never thought I'd come back. That's our home on my wedding night. Half of Vienna was here.
Mrs. Oldman, welcome to Vienna.
They're going to put as many obstacles in your way as possible.
We were going to try and find a copy of your aunt's will.
Could have searched for the file on my own, you know.
I wasn't going to miss all the fun. This is like a James Bond film, and you're Sean Connery.
The painting belongs to Mrs. Oldman's family.
She is the Mona Lisa of Austria. We will fight you till the end for something we believe is ours.
They destroyed my family. They killed my friends. And they forced me to abandon the people and the places that I loved. I won't let them humiliate me again.
Here to file a lawsuit. We're taking the Austrian government to court. Have a nice day.
There's no way you're gonna win.
We didn't come here to eat cake. All along, you have thwarted me and closed the doors in my face.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a moment in history.
Once the past has been put to right, we will not have come here in vain. People see a masterpiece by one of Austria's finest artists. But I see a picture of my aunt, a woman who used to talk to me about life. We should be reunited with what is rightfully ours. Andy, can't you drive a little faster? Look, the chocolate on your donut is melting.
This is so cute. So cute. See that this couple right here. This is what a good reason to watch this movie. They have, as Pacino said, we have good patter. We have good patter, but without the hunch. These two were very, very, very good. Like their odd couple behavior together was really cool. And Helen Mirren, I have to give it to her. She is incredible in everything she does. I just reviewed a while back the 100-foot journey that she was in, and she's nailing it and showing that there is life for actors after your prime, basically. You know, so she's showing that she has no signs of slowing down. She's in her golden years, and she's completely reveling in it, and she's a wonder to behold. I think she's fantastic. And Ryan Reynolds, bless his soul, he's a hard-working actor. Whether it's hits or misses, it doesn't really matter. He's always in it. It's more hits than misses, which is a good thing. But he's, whether it's movies like this or big budget movies, he's doing pretty good for himself. But the important thing about this movie is basically the message that it's trying to show. Like I've said it many times before in these kind of movies, if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it. Movies like this should be seen so we could always stay sharp as to things that have happened in the past. The most powerful scenes in this movie are the ones that touch on what happened to her in Austria during World War II, when the Germans came in and basically took over, and they came in with, you know, smiling and waving, saying, "Oh, we're not going to change anything," and next thing you know, they're shipping Jews off in crates and stuff like that. So we all know the story and how it goes, but you know, this really shows that it's so easy for the younger generation to not really to be like, okay, whatever, it's the Holocaust, I learned it in school, whatever, this and that. You know, I have to charge my iPhone. So when I talk about first world problems, this is the kind of stuff that these people need to see, because this stuff really happened. And regardless of what the plot of this movie was, trying to get the painting back because it was rightfully hers. Picture being with your family, and a family could mean anything. It could be the people that you grew, you know, your siblings, your mom, your dad, growing up with. It could be the friends that you grew up with. If you don't have that kind of like surroundings, any kind of family. Picture the ones you love and hold dearest. Now picture spending half of your life with them. Now you're in your 20s and you're to be a full-grown woman or a full-grown man or something like that. And now picture a regime comes into wherever you're living. And if you want to make it a modern day comparison, picture ISIS coming into America, coming into your home and literally ripping you guys apart, sending certain people over this way, sending certain people over that way, making you watch while they take all your priceless possessions and all the stuff that you hold dear and selling them at auction. Now try and wrap your head around that. This is the kind of stuff that they touched on, and this is the kind of stuff that moved me. It was very powerful. It was one of those movies to take mom to. So I took my mother. Me and my mother were watching this, and she was bawling at the end of this movie. I got pretty choked up too, but I looked over and she had one of those things. It was like one of those. She was just like, she was going for it, and I didn't blame her, because we really need movies like this to show us that this time existed, this happened, this evil was present in the world, and it's still present in the world, regardless if we have the shades pull over our eyes, and it's still just like waiting for its time to strike. There's evil like this in the world, and we have to educate ourselves, and we have to remember this stuff so we could do our best and pray that it doesn't happen again. Just watch the movie. I give this one a go. Speaking about that, speaking about appreciating where you live and things, and standing up for what's right and truth and justice and stuff like that, let's get into the next movie. It was kind of a similar theme. It's called Desert Dancer. Let's check it out.
dancing class.
Dancing is forbidden. So if you're going to do it, you do it somewhere safe.
Action! Welcome to the Sava. Our country is like two parallel worlds. There is the one you see outside, and there's this world behind closed doors. In here, we are free.
You know, guys, I've been thinking. I want to start a dance group.
Look, it's illegal. You get caught, you go to prison.
I want us to take control of our lives. You know, have somewhere that's ours, where we can create with no rules.
An underground dance company. I think it's a great idea.
So, this is the dance group.
How did you...
If you want to be smart, maybe the last one should take the key with them. Can I audition?
Dance can be anything. Waving goodbye or raising your fist in the air. But you only make a difference when you find your own secret language.
We should perform to an audience. We can go out to the desert. We can feel what it's like to breathe.
Who is Afshin Ghaffarian? We will find you, Afshin Ghaffarian!
I'm in a lot of trouble.
Afshin, you can't stay here. They'll kill you. Take my passport, and it can be fixed. Go to Paris, and don't come back.
Don't ever get up. Don't let anyone stop you. Not even me.
My name is Afshin Ghaffarian. I'm a citizen of Iran. I'm a dancer.
See that? Seems inspirational, right? True story of Afshin Ghaffarian. Now, that's a name I've never heard of before, and that's a name that I'll never forget now, because this movie was it was touching. You know what? It's funny. It's under the direction of it was kind of ran like an Iranian Step Up, basically. So like the acting wasn't all there, the story structure wasn't all there, but the message was there. Just like in Woman in Gold, the most compelling moments were the moments that actually showcased Iran and what life is like there and the protests and stuff going on. There was a whole lot of this, a whole lot of the love story and stuff like that. Frida Pinto, if you guys don't remember her, that's from Slumdog Millionaire. She's absolutely gorgeous and a huge talent, and I love watching her. She's just mesmerizing. But this right there, what they're doing, this like you could look at some of these interpretive dancers who are very ripe for parody. And even with me, sometimes I'll watch this stuff and I'll be like, what the heck? I just don't get it, whatever. I'll just pass on it, this and that. This is the first time I actually felt something watching a dance routine. And it wasn't just like in Step Up where it's like awesome, like pop and lock and stuff like that, where I could watch that for hours. This was actually just like interpretive dance telling a story. The dance that they do right here in the desert, I actually felt it. And I don't know, I knew what he was trying to say. They didn't say a word during it, but just the motions and the characters and what they were doing. And I knew the story from beginning to end that he was telling, and it was a beautiful one. So this is a very, very interesting watch for that reason. And for basically another, just to reiterate, everyone who has the first world problems here about, just when their phone battery dies or they don't have Wi-Fi or stuff like that, picture this. Picture living in a world like this where you can't even dance. And it's not even just like the town from Footloose where it's just like dancing is forbidden, so you'll go to detention. It's like, no, these people, if they're caught dancing, putting on a performance that can possibly inspire people to do other things like that, you risk torture and death. So when you see them, every time you turn on the news or something like that and you see people protesting, there's protests in Egypt, there's protests in Iran and stuff, it's very easy to be eating your Cheetos and being like, oh, another protest, I guess they're always like yelling about something. But it's like, in this movie, that's what these people are fighting for. This kid joins one of those protests that puts him in very, very big danger with the regime that's in power now. But he joins that protest just because he wants to dance. It's not like he's just joining that protest because he wants to burn stuff and things like this. He loves dancing and he wants to dance. He wants to be able to express himself. So he's supporting somebody who said that they are going to disband what they call the morality police. This is something that they have in Iran and a lot of Islamic states. It's called the morality police, where they go around and they make sure you're staying moral, basically. So things like dancing and stuff like that are outlawed, and they enforce it. up to the point where one of his friends gets brutally attacked. So it's like, picture that. Picture living in a world where you can't even dance with your friends or put on a performance or something like that. So this kid does everything he has to do to pursue his dream and to pursue his passion, but not get caught, tortured, and killed. It's insane. So this movie is very important. Was it the best movie ever? No. Was it done like beautifully? Not really. Like I said, it was like an Iranian step up, but the message is there that a lot of people need to see. So this is a story that deserves to be told. It's a story I think should be told, and it's a story that should be seen. So I'm going to give this one a go as well. Getting into the next film, this one's called Ex Machina. Remember it, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be one of those sci-fi films that last the ages. Let's check it out.
How long until we get to his estate?
We've been flying over his estate for the past 2 hours.
Caleb, I'm just gonna throw this out there so it's said, okay? You're freaked out. You're freaked out at me meeting me, having this conversation in this room at this moment, right? But can we just get past that? The whole employer-employee thing?
It's good to meet you, Nathan.
It's good to meet you too, Caleb.
This building isn't a house. It's a research facility. And I want to talk to you about what I'm researching.
You want to see something cool? You are dead center of the greatest scientific event in the history of man.
Hello,
Hi. Do you have a name?
Ava.
Answer me this. How do you feel about her?
Her AI is beyond doubt.
No, nothing analytical. Just how do you feel?
I feel that she's amazing.
Do you want to be my friend?
Of course.
Will it be possible?
Why would it not be? Did you know that Nathan brought me here to test you?
You're wrong.
Wrong about what?
Nathan, you shouldn't trust anything he says.
Does Ava actually like you? Or is she just pretending to like you? Self-awareness, manipulation, sexuality.
Are you attracted to me?
Now, if that isn't true AI, what is?
Caleb, there's something I want to show you.
Can we talk about the lies you've been spinning me?
What lies?
Today, I'm going to test you.
Why me?
Caleb, you have to help me.
Where's the real test? You.
Is it strange to have made something that hates you? What will happen to me if I fail your test?
Ooh, right? Up. Look at this face. Remember this face, because I'm sure she'll have a nice long career ahead of her. Alicia Vikander. I hope I'm not butchering that. Alicia. I'm sure I could get that one right. But Vikander. Either way, wow, what a performance. She did really well, even though this is pretty much all you can see of her. This part was her face. But the rest of it's CGI, which was really nice because it wasn't overwhelming CGI. It was just enough to be believable and beautiful to look at, but it wasn't like this extravagant sci-fi type of, special effects heavy movie. It was a very intimate movie. It's only 4 people in the cast, and one of them doesn't even speak. So it's like, it was very intimate, claustrophobic type of, like the facility that they're in was meant to look like a research facility. So it wasn't like that. It was his house, but it was kind of like really like gloomy and dark and brooding. And there was always like this tension rising, like there's some kind of danger behind every corner or something like that. And there's a lot of twists and turns in this movie, which I didn't expect, which was really cool. It's a very, very slow burn movie. So that's a warning to you people out there. This is one of those movies that make you think. This is one of those movies that beg you to think, that is so far past my intellectual capacity where they could be saying all this stuff, just like Interstellar. They could be saying all this scientific mumbo-jumbo, and I just, okay, I know what a machine is. Okay, so that's a robot, right? Okay, so robots work. So it's like, I can only follow as much as my my high school diploma allows me to follow. But it was really, really smart. It was really cool. It begs the question, for me personally, it begged the question, not as if are we close enough to create this kind of AI, it begs more the question, should we? So it's kind of like that classic story. It's like the classic story told in a different way, basically. It's very, 2001, it's very Skynet, you know what I mean? It's like beginning Skynet. It's like Matrix and stuff like that. Like, at what point, if we make this AI so far advanced, at what point are they going to realize they no longer need us? You know, so it's like they might just wake up one day and be like, "Hey, I pretty much have everything I need consciousness-wise as a human. I'm stronger than they are, and if I have an unlimited power source, guess what? I'm immortal." So humans, you know, right off the face of the earth. He says it in this movie. There's a line which was really really interesting to think of. He was like, pretty soon the AIs are going to look at the human race the same way we look at fossils, like in Africa that we're digging up, just dust-covered bones, you know, with primal tools, just waiting for extinction. You know what I mean? So it's like very provocative. It's very thought-provoking, this movie. It's very, I don't know, it was a bit of a thriller as well. So I'd say it's more heavy-handed on the sci-fi than the actual thriller part. Like I said, it's a slow burn. It's a very talky movie, very wordy movie, but it's very intriguing. It keeps you into the story. The girl, Alicia, was incredible. Oscar Isaac, he's the guy with the beard. He's the one that created the artificial intelligence. He's just really proven himself, just movie after movie. The last one I just reviewed, Most Violent Year, that he was in. He's really climbing the ranks as being one of my go-to guys for like a really cool, just like unheard of, thought-provoking story. So it's one of those movies. It was really, like, I really got into it, and I really liked it. So I'm going to give this movie a go, because it's kind of scary that this is the type of stuff that we're really getting into now. And he said it as well in the film himself. I'm not giving anything away with this, but he said, he was like, it's not a matter of if we could do it, it was a matter of when. Because he asked him, why did you create her? He was like, well, why not? He's like, wouldn't you if you could? And he was like, I don't know. He's like, well, it's going to happen regardless. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And that kind of scares me, because it kind of seems like this is something that we're kind of like leaning towards. Anybody remember that lamb that we cloned? I mean, I know it happened a long time ago, but it's like everybody was happy. Hey, we cloned a lamb. And, you know, what's the next step? When are we going to start, you know, when is playing God going to like catch up to us and stuff like that? So it's really cool to think about stuff like that, because I'm nervous that stuff like that can actually happen. You could call me paranoid, but you know, we're getting there with all these smartphones and stuff like that. And if you saw in last week's preview, if you did wind up going to see Furious 7 and you saw what they did with the God's Eye, every device that we have, every camera on the street, every microphone in the phones that we're using can be used by somebody to contact us or find us, or just know everything about what it's Googling our search. I mean, looking through our search engines to see what kind of, like, makes up our identity and persona and stuff like that. It's all heavy stuff, and I'm really not smart enough to grasp all of it. So maybe a couple of repeat viewings is in order. But it's one of those movies that I actually think is going to be one of those sci-fi movies that stands the test of time, and like story-wise, because I really enjoyed that one. So I'm giving that one a go. So you know what? Just to recap, we have Woman in Gold. Go. We have Desert Dancer, go. Those have very two similar themes about freedom in its purest form. Everyone just, you know, America. And we have Ex Machina, go. So this is an all-go episode. I think that's pretty cool. Give ourselves a round of applause for that one. So just to reiterate on where the venues you can check us out at, to all the movie reviews, to get very short and sweet movie reviews. I know it's long. I'm a little long-winded here on TV, but you know what? That's I can right now because I have the time to do it. But if you want very short ones, because everyone's attention spans are the size of moths nowadays, you know, you could check out our Instagram page at GoNoGo Movie Reviews. You could check out our Twitter page at GoNoGo Show. You have the YouTube page, GoNoGo Show, GoNoGo with one word, and then Show, where you could actually see me talking and really elaborating on all these reviews that and all the reasons why I love them or why I don't. And you could go also on www.wpcommunitymedia.org if you have a laptop or one of those old school Packard Bell type computers. No one's judging here. You know, I'm poor too, so it's okay. And if you're in the White Plains area, you can check us out on Friday nights. You have Cablevision 76, Verizon 45, and that's it for this week. We're going to come back at you next week, and gear up, guys. Avengers is coming. All right. Thanks for hanging out with us today. I'll check you later.